Is it on there?
Yeah, it's on.
Oh, you're already on? I have to find it.
It's on.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Tiffany here. Welcome to my quilting life. Yes, it is Tuesday. Yes, it is a random time. But guess what? I'm on this kick of sewing all these scraps, and I said, well, I want to just get it over with and get these the jelly roll strips left that were left from everything sewn up. So that's what we are here to do, is sew up all these jelly roll strips into a long strip, and then we'll sew into a jelly roll race. Why? Because I can. But the first thing I do, so I can add all my little accents, is cut the selvage off of all these. So I'm going to stack these up so that I can chop off the selvage on all of these little pieces, because I'm going to incorporate all of it. Why? Because I can.
Because you can.
Because I can. Just need to cut all this excess off because it's left over from all 4 quilts and I need to use it. And as soon as I finish this, I will see who's all in the chat and say hi. But give me a second to catch my brain real quick. Stacking them all up.
You have to catch it. Where
Yeah, I gotta catch it. I don't know where it went. It
ran off on you.
ran off on me. I have a salvage. But the rest of all these do. I'm going to use up all the scraps. Oh, there's a little bit of every quilt in here, which is kind of cool. I'm not quite done, but let's see who's here. Since I gave it time for people to find me, which I'm normally never on this time, but I'm here. Janet, Susie, Snarky Old Lady, Dawn, Judy, Diane, Tony, Kay, Norma, Katie, Karina, Melina, Cheryl, Terry, Paula, Gloria, and lots more. Thank you guys for joining me for my random live. I really just, want to get this done. I didn't want to put it off until Sunday, and I'm pretty sure everybody's getting tired of watching me play with scraps on the Sunday. So I'm going to have a goal of making something new on Sunday. So for now, I'm just going to chop all this up and do this today. And if I don't finish today, I'll do it tomorrow. But I'll at least give you the general idea of what I'm doing. All right. All that's chopped up. This I'm going to chop into little segments. Just need to get rid of these seams that are in here. That. Place those there. And I'm just going to randomly cut some sizes here. We'll split that too. There we go. All right. All of my scraps are prepared. So I have long ones like this left. So these are about 15 to 20 inches or so. And there's a whole stack of them. These are 14 to 16. These ones are anywhere between 10 inches and 12 or so inches. And these smaller ones are anywhere between 8 and 9 inches. So you could actually do this with a jelly roll. Just take your strips and open them all the way up, and then cut 4 different sizes from every single strip. And then that way you can sew them together randomly. And then take like an accent color and just randomly size pieces. And I'm going to sew them in with all this. So I'm literally going to sew all this together and then we'll create a jelly roll race out of it. And I'll most likely, can I have water, please?
Yeah.
I'll most likely run out of thread 500 times because I'm, again, still trying. I don't know if you were here Sunday, but if you were, I'm trying to use up all these containers of thread, you know, because I just have so much of it. So here I go. I'm going to start sewing with a 1/4 inch seam. And again, jelly roll strips are 2.5 inches, and all these pieces are whatever. And I'm going to pair them up in sets of 2 different sizes, you know, and then insert different ones along the way. Never going to be in the same spot. I'm going to put this like further in. Let's grab a shorter one and a medium one. This is going to be fun. It's just as scrappy as it gets.
Do you want me to put the camera on that side so I can see you sewing, or are you good there?
No, that's good. I put it close, so it should be good. Long one, these. That way I have my accent color from all 4 of the quilts.
Do you have a cold?
No, I'm good. I just have some congestion. Like I have the drainage left over from the cold, the sickness that I had for over 2 weeks. I have that drainage part where it's going into the back of the throat and then it's filling up in the lungs and then I'm coughing it out, but it's nothing I can't handle. It's a lot less than how sick I was. It probably just sounds weird because I sound normal again. Plus, I don't have a microphone right now. We'll get one soon. We're debating on which one we should get that'll be better suited for my live streaming needs from an Android, you know, since I don't use other stuff.
One to buy because the last one I bought you didn't work.
Yeah, the last one he bought me didn't work, so we don't want to buy another one that's gonna not work for the Android. So we're making sure we're getting something specific that we're looking for. So as soon as we get that, then sound will be a lot better. Right now it's okay though.
I think it's better than before because it's different. To be honest, I think this is much better.
Yeah. It's just a bunch of random sizes of all 200, and we pulled out 200 to start with, and I pulled out 40 more. So there's 240 different pieces of fabric here. So there's a lot here. Small one. Come on, just one. Just one. I should scoot them over because I'm going to be making like this big, huge mess right here in front of me. When I get enough, I will clip it and have Scott start pressing them for me. And if they get out of order, it'll be okay because guess what? It's scraps and we're just sewing them together. Making one long strip. But I can also pick through and put 2 colors together instead of 2 stripes next to each other. I'll eventually probably use up all the strips before I use all these, but when I combine the sets of 2s, and then I can still keep adding these if I, you know, want. I'm trying to add them all the first go round though. Hopefully you guys are all having a good day. It's actually been quite chilly here. I do not like cold. Anything under 70 for me is like freeze to death. I don't like it. So we've had to have the house heater on so that I don't freeze to death. Because I don't do well with cold. Some of these are going to be upside down. Some of them are going to be right side up because some of them were directional fabrics. But it's not going to matter as long as it's all together. This is fun too, just like making a mashup of everything. I mean, the quilts are a little bit, the 4 other quilts are a little bit more neatly presented, but this one will just be a darn mess. This one will be all over the place, which is fun. I like that. Scrappy quilts are supposed to look scrappy. And this one will definitely take the cake. Just trying to run away from me. The funny thing is if you guys have been watching all these Sundays, you know, I had so many jelly roll strips and I still really didn't make much of a dent in my personal cut 2.5-inch strips that, you know, I made myself.
Nope, you still have a ton.
Yeah, I still have a whole ton. I mean, I even pulled out 40 more for the 4th quilt, and yeah, I definitely have a lot. A lot of people have wondered what I do with the fabric that people send me in the mail, and if it was scraps, you know, enough to make 2.5-inch strips and stuff, then you're gonna see your fabric that you've sent me in these quilts, because there's probably a piece of it. Okay, that was the right side. Whew, that one looked like the same on the right and the wrong side almost. This one. There we go. Oh, right there. Yeah, I put the borders on all the other 4 quilts today.
Okay, now it's ready to hide.
Okay, I will snip this whole stack off for you. It doesn't matter which way you press them, one way or the other.
Left, right, up, down, up, down.
Pretty much. However you want to do it.
A-B.
As long as they're flat. As long as they're flat.
Where's my cutter?
Oh, right here.
You're always hiding it. How do you expect a man to do his job? You steal his tools all the time. Always steal my stuff.
This is going to be one thing to look at. But you could do this with a jelly roll, an actual matchy jelly roll, chopping it up and moving them around the pieces. That way you don't have too much of one. You know, because jelly rolls sometimes have two of the same piece in it, the same color, you know. So if you mix and matched everything, then every piece that's together and they're in smaller chunks, when you go to put the rows together into two, your first long strip into two, and so that whole long seam, you'll have a little bit more variety, and it won't be just big chunks of blue landing next to each other, you know. I know that looks cool and all, but this allows you to mix things up. I have more than one jelly roll's worth of fabric, though, I think, here when it comes to the amount of scraps that are here.
Yeah, these are all different.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that one's not sewn in.
Oh, it probably got stuck underneath. I'll sew it now, though. I can't control how many I pick up. Not my fault.
How many of these are you making?
The whole stack. And then we'll put the whole stack of
So you don't know how many.
2 into 4. No, I don't know how many are here. Nope. Don't know. Don't know. I will only get one quilt out of it, though. Whatever size it turns out is the size that's going to stay. Because this one I probably won't add any borders or anything to. This one will just be whatever size it comes out. Tone on tone. Oh, yeah, I didn't know I was going live either. This is totally just me wanting to sew, but I didn't want you guys to miss this, but I really want to do something different on Sunday, so I think I've drawn this out long enough, but I didn't really want anybody to miss this who, you know, was all into the whole saga of all the scraps.
Scrap saga.
I mean, so far I've made 4 quilts. This is quilt 5 from the scraps. And it wasn't even, it seemed like it wasn't a lot of scraps. But there is a lot of scraps. It seemed like it, but I've already made the 4 quilts, and most of them are 75 inches by whatever. So they're very big quilts. And it all started with those 380 half square triangles that I did not know what to do with. But boy, did I make it work. I get these darn...
Am I supposed to stack these in size?
Yeah, just, no, not in size. Just stack them all on top of each other, because I'm going to sew them end to end to end again. There's no actual whatever about the way I'm doing anything right now. Just sewing them together.
Say thank you to Lana.
Oh, thank you, Lana. Thank you, thank you. Come on. This is going to take me a minute to get all this sewn together, though. Whew. Plus, I got to sew the next sets of 2. And, whew, this is the part that takes forever. But that's okay. This is technically mindless sewing. There's no pattern I have to follow. There's no specific rules on a size. This is like the best way to sew.
Something even I can do, right?
Yeah, even if I could get him to sew, I could probably pull out my other Juki and Scott could literally sew these end to end with me. You know? But he's Iron Man right now, and I don't think he wants to break the Iron Man theme that's going on.
Well, who would I iron while you sew? It makes the perfect combo. Who would do that? Huh?
Yeah. There'd be nobody to iron. I'm pretty much done with these almost, but that's okay. Because he's probably mixing it all up anyway as he sews, so.
I'm doing my best.
No, it's fine. Mix it up. That's good. That's a good
keep
thing.
them in somewhat of a length order. That's easy.
I don't want them in a length order because I'm going to be mix and matching them again anyway.
Oh, this one has little baby unicorns.
Yeah. This one has little baby crows.
Oh, it's baby elephants. It's not unicorns, it's baby elephants and giraffes. I see it. That's
oh, it's the pink and gray one?
Pink and gray.
Oh.
It's pink. Another one gray? Well, we'll look for it.
Gotta be getting close. I was using this same bobbin earlier before I decided to do this.
Who will win? Tiffany or the dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Come on. This one. Just pick it up one at a time.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, I grabbed two pieces and might as well use both. This fabric reminds me of Bob the Builder that the kids used to watch.
You had Bob the Builder fabric. It might very well be.
Probably is.
Tell me, your husband even gets up early in the morning and irons before you're even awake.
Yeah, they probably heard you, but sometimes when I finish sewing, but I don't feel like ironing because it's already too late, I just put it all in a stack and Scott will come in here in the morning while I'm asleep and iron all my parts and pieces for me. The Iron Man sure does a good job. He gets things done when I'm sleeping.
Well, then I want to see what your shirt says.
Oh, my shirt says, I like to party, and by party I mean stay at home and quilt. Oh, I'm like not as covered in all sorts of thread. I'm not, I didn't put the camera at that height that I normally would, but that's so that you guys can be closer to me since this is all I'm doing. I'm not cutting or doing anything right here, so I figured you could sit closer to the sewing machine. Here's another. I'm gonna pop this off and put it right here.
Okay. Well, you just wait. Your happy horses. Are you ready for what I have done?
Oh no, I'm not ready
I'm
for
over
it yet.
halfway done with this stack. I'm not done, but I'm over halfway.
Nope. Not ready yet. I'm still on the first round.
Well, there you go. I don't know how to lay these out very well. There you go. There you're done.
Alright, now that I finished all the little guys, I can move this closer to me and just sew. Oh, come on. Come on. Okay. There was quite a few of these ant pieces, so I'm going to make sure that that goes towards the end.
And?
Yeah, the tablecloth
Ah.
with the ants on
Big
it.
black ants. Big black ants.
There was quite a few pieces left over of that. Because I cut it the wrong way when I was sewing. I cut the fold instead of the selvage. I was like, I don't know what I'm thinking. You guys ever have that happen? You go to cut the fabric and you know you're supposed to be cutting it a certain way, but you cut the wrong side. Yeah, I did that. But it didn't matter because it was a scrap quilt, so.
Here's one of the ants. Real guys. Like old giant monsters.
And some of these pieces are a little kind of crooked. I'm just putting them together, and if I have to force over the seam, I just like hold it differently just to make sure that it lands a straight seam, that when I go to sew all this together, that it'll be straight. Probably don't even know what I'm talking about, but I'm talking about these right here. Some of them are like not straight, like a little bit off. So when I put them together, instead of sewing with this as the edge, I just kind of, eyeball that straight line against my, what is this called? My magnetic seam guide. And I'll shove it over to make it straight. I like this one. This one's not straight. But I made it straight.
Get it done.
Kind of curious how big this is going to end up with all these random strips. Normal jelly roll races come out about 60 by 70 or 58 by 72 or something like that. Somewhere in that range. Got two. Getting closer to the bottom. Yay.
Tiffany, go on to turkey's on.
Turkeys.
Why don't you tell them what you made last night?
Yeah, last night we made turkey for dinner with stuffing and vegetables, peas and carrots,
gravy,
vegetables, and gravy. Yeah.
You never said that.
Oh, and mashed potatoes. Yes, it was delicious. Scott and I don't ever really sit and have a nice dinner together at home. So we finally did that. Because we eat at total different times. So, I'm going to snip these apart for you. That way they're ready.
Why? I have to snip all these apart. This is what I meant. Why don't you just do your thing?
Well, because I got to start hooking them together now. And
well, I got a mound ready for you to hook together.
Well, then I could start hooking these together without being ironed, I guess.
I have a mound ready for you to hook together.
Okay.
This mound and this mound.
That's going to go so quick.
Oh, well, I am so sorry. Why don't you read the chat and iron and I'll show. Okay, I look up every 2 seconds here. Oh man, the clowns in this one too?
Yeah, the clown fabric was used with.
Is it done now?
Yeah.
No more clowns?
No more clowns. All right, now all I have to do.
Yeah, this is Bob the Builder, huh?
Is that a single not sewn to anything?
Yeah, that's a single piece.
How?
Good thing you cut that off. Well, the other one had two of them in. Makes it easier on me.
There we go. Now I'm gonna take the long ones. and
But you
start-
sewed it to 3. Now we have one of 3.
That's fine. It doesn't matter. They're all getting sewn together. Okay. So now I just take and make a long giant strip by taking the long piece, putting it right side up, grab the next, right sides together,
Well, there you go. There's your magic piece of 3.
turn it up, add this.
These are all cut?
Yeah. Turn it up. And just keep going until all of them are connected. I don't have any little accents in any of this so far.
Supposed to be?
Yeah. I gotta mix it up. Gotta mix it up. This is so much fun to do. So let me show you what happens here. Find that start one. If I snip it apart, it becomes long with the next, which becomes hooked to the next and the next, all the way and becomes one long strip. Just got to start by cutting the first, you know what I mean? Putting the first 2 together. So here's my really long strip so far. And I just continue on and on until it's all done.
Where'd you get the numbered clips that you use?
The numbered clips that I use came from a friend who bought them for me. So I don't know where to find them. That you can check my Fat Quarter Shop link or Walmart even. I don't think Walmart has them. They don't sell the binding clips.
Quarter Shop have them?
Fat Quarter Shop probably has them because they have a lot of different things for, you know, keeping track of how you're sewing your stuff.
We'll try Fat Quarter Shop.
Yeah, if not, Connecting Threads probably has them.
I didn't think it had.
All right, so I'm just continuing on. I'm going to make sure that single is out though. So now it's still one giant long piece. I'm just gonna keep adding.
Yeah, fishing family.
All right. I gotta keep snipping it apart every now and then. That way my long row stays super long. It's easier to cut it as you go than it is to cut it all at once.
You need more pieces?
Yep.
Okay, I have a bunch over. Stack is getting. I got iron on them too?
Nope. This is
Yeah,
gonna be one long strip and then I'll iron it after
Because
it's created.
I'm way behind you there.
When I do this without Scott, I usually sew them all together into singles and then double, you know what I mean? And then I'll get to this part right here where I'm making one long strip, and then I'll take that one very long strip over to the ironing board and iron it. That way it goes flat. There's sometimes I make jelly roll quilts where I don't even bother pressing at all. I'll press it when the two rows are together, but it kind of works a little bit better when they're sewn. I mean, sewn, ironed. It seems to be a little bit, it sews better.
I'm going as fast as I can here, right? Just rushing. Rush, rush, rush. Slow your roll.
I can't slow my roll, you know that.
Rush.
Just how I sew. will take the time to snip in between. That way I slow down.
Yeah, you snip. You snip. You said I better get iron and your snack is growing. What do you think I'm doing? Ah, you get creepy climbing another three-way here. Yeah, this one's like 3 feet long. Gee whiz. Here, you take that big one. I don't have room for it over there.
Oh, that's like really close to that one. That one's going later because I didn't realize there was two of the same.
It's like a weird occurrence there because you have so many different pieces to get two that are matchy.
Right near each other,
Yeah.
which I didn't even have them when I started sewing them together. We definitely don't want them next to each other because then they might become next to each other. We want them
Far away.
No, the middle, the in between. Thank you. Just keep snipping as I go, I guess.
Just keep snipping, just keep snipping. Tiff and Dory.
Yep. Oh, the machine said so.
Just keep snipping.
All right, now this one in here. won't be able to measure how long this is. This is going to be very, very long.
Yeah, I gotta snip all these now. I'm on to the other snip pile. Unless you want me to do some of them.
No, you don't need to do that because it's all one long strip now.
Oh.
There's no separating it.
Okay. 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 Keep snipping.
Keep going. Whew. This is going to be like 500 feet.
That's one long strip, I tell you what.
Yep.
Gonna have you the world's longest strip.
This is going to be longer than my fabric train. Remember my fabric train?
Yes, I do.
That was a really long
I
strip.
don't know if fans remember.
It went
the
up and
fabric
down the
train.
living room like 5 times. Then it went down the hallway and back to the living room like 4 more times. Back into here.
That was one where the train keeps going. Huh?
Yeah. That one was funny.
Yep, I remember the old fabric train.
All to make one quilt. Except instead of it being strips like this, it was strings up and down way. So it was a lot of sewing that made that quilt.
Old fabric train.
I forgot who out there in this world of YouTube has the fabric train. Somebody does. I need some dark colors next to this. It was so light.
Yeah, it was sold.
A long time ago.
Who knows? Someone bought that fabric train. Who knows? Maybe they gifted it.
Probably.
Went to somebody else even. They might not even have it.
Got any more for me?
Yeah, I do. You ready for them?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I just got done cutting, so it's only like 6. I have more to cut too. And I got them on the floor and everywhere. Oh no, this one has an oven mitt on. We need an oven mitt.
Yeah.
You ever dyed fabric for a quilt?
Huh?
No, you never dyed fabric for a
Oh,
quilt?
no, I don't dye fabric for quilts. No. I did tie-dye one time, and I dyed fabric one time. Neither came out very good.
Hey, we tie-dyed with CJ and we had fun.
Yes. But yeah, I've
There's a video of that. They can watch that video. That was a fun video.
yeah, I did regular dye fabric before, and well, let's just say I messed it all up and got frustrated. I haven't even used it yet. It's still in the room. It was supposed to come out like a really dark orange because it was for a client quilt, and instead I ended up going and buying an orange, obviously. And then the other one was supposed to come out red and or something like that, and it came out an ugly, ugly orange. So I said, nope, I'm not doing that again. This is with Ritz dye or whatever, the kind that you get in the thing. Guess I'm not very good at that because that's not something I do.
The video, that was pretty cool.
All right. Well, I gotta wait for Scott, so I will see what's in the comments. You got any questions? I can answer them right now while he's ironing.
Yeah, because I probably skipped a ton of them.
That right, she would die for fabric. What? Who said I would die for fabric? He passed me this. I'm gonna get this done.
Well, you're going way quick. I didn't even get that part cut yet. Between the reading and the ironing. Pieces are so big.
No questions. We're gonna sing the song. No more questions. No more questions.
Is that a song, or is that just the Just Keep Swimming?
That's the just keeps. That's the just keep whatever song.
Yeah, we had Just Keep Cutting. Now we had Just Keep.
Just keep sewing. Just keep sewing. Just keep cutting. Just keep cutting. Just keep snipping.
Okay.
All right. Those are all part.
Okay.
All right.
I will trade you.
Just throw them there.
You're still way ahead of me. Still way ahead of me.
Apparently, it looks like we're getting close, though, towards an end. Eventually.
We've been on an hour. It's got to end sometime.
Yeah.
An hour of a strip. Same strip. It's the never-ending strip.
The never-ending strip of fabric.
Where's Thumper?
Thumper is in his daytime because we are, on his schedule. He's in his daytime hiding spot, so that would be the rocking chair.
No, he's on the beanbag.
Oh, he's on the beanbag. So he's on the beanbag out in the living room.
Last I saw, he could be on the rocking chair.
He doesn't come out anytime before 5. He does not like to be bothered. He comes out for his 2 o'clock lunch, but that's it. And even sometimes he doesn't do that. Sometimes it's just sleep all day. Just keep sleeping. Just keep sleeping. Sorry. I know I'm weird.
Are you doing anything for Valentine's?
Am I doing anything for Valentine's? I will Valentinely hang out with my husband. Like volunteer, but Valentine.
I think that's what they meant. Don't do anything for Valentine's.
No, we don't do anything for Valentine's Day. I don't like roses or flowers as gifts and stuff like that. So, and I don't need any more sweets. No chocolate needed. We had enough of that over the Christmas time. So yeah, I don't need any more chocolates and sweets. And that's it. That's all I can think about. We don't need anything. So we don't celebrate. I mean, we obviously Happy Valentine's Day, but we don't buy each other cards or gifts or anything.
Oh, but it's our anniversary next week, though.
But our anniversary is next week. Our actual 10-year wedding anniversary is next week.
Because we celebrate 2 anniversaries.
Yeah. So we will celebrate that by going out to dinner or something. Nothing fancy, though. It'll probably be either Red Robin or Chili's because that's all we ever do.
We go to Denny's every now.
Oh,
and
and then we go to Denny's, yeah. And these days, you know, if I want to have eggs or anything with, you know, breakfast for dinner, I literally have to go out to eat to get them because eggs are too expensive to buy right now.
Yeah, $6 a dozen. There was almost none at Smith's.
Really?
Yeah, they were out of stock.
Out of stock
never
of
saw it.
eggs at $6 a dozen doesn't sound.
I haven't seen it that empty since COVID.
Wow.
I mean, it wasn't empty. There was some there, but not many. I can't believe it. I didn't think to tell you that.
Yeah, when you live on a budget, 12 eggs for $6 is not a good deal. So you just go without. You go out to eat instead. Which works out perfect.
Or just make turkey like we did last night.
Or make turkey like
that was
night.
cheaper.
Oh wow, I had two of those close to each other. How did that happen? Got any more?
You still got 2 left.
Yeah, but they're too close to each other on accents. I'm trying to separate the accents a little. You see this pile here? It's getting pretty big.
Eric wants to know how long it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how long it is, but I'll pick it up because I got to find the other end anyway. Well, actually, it's sticking out, but we'll actually look to give it a general, just scroll through it estimation.
Tell Eric he's the accountant. He's good with numbers. He should know how many are there.
Yeah, I gave you a roundabout on all the sizes of everything in the beginning of the video. So with that roundabout and this, you know, each stack had about, I don't know, 50 strips or so. There should have been there should be some math for you, Mr. Accountant. You should know.
He's a mathematician, man.
This is gonna be a really long strip, though. But is it gonna take me forever to sew it into 2, 4, 6, 8, blah blah blah, 2, 4, 8? You know what I'm talking about when I sew it all together.
No.
No, the audience does. Into
What? The audience does what?
what they know that I'll be sewing this whole long thing into 2, and then into the 2 into 4, and then the 4 into 8, and the 8 into 16, and so on and so forth until it's all sewn.
Run out of bobbin?
No, the piece folded back. Ta-da! Fix that problem. Come on. There. There's not many more left. Just an accent one right here.
Into that's not straight, just so you know.
Yeah, and then I sew it, it'll be straight.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm like magic. No need to cut.
Okay.
So there'll be a couple thick seams in here. That's okay. I mean, so far, look at all this. That's a lot. That's definitely more than a jelly roll's worth. Video from some news station before they have to, yeah, they have the what is the aviary virus called again?
Bird flu?
The bird flu. The birds have the bird flu. That's why eggs have gone up. Yeah.
Depends on who you are. Leroy thinks it's conspiracy. Tell them that our neighbor man thinks all the egg people got together and decided they just wanted to up the price again.
Yeah, they can hear you.
Fleetwood was one of them. He couldn't have to scream. They were talking and all. There's one. Eric says, "Why not call it the chicken pox?"
The chicken pox, yeah, right? Exactly. That makes more sense. But no, they call it the bird flu. So when we get the flu, do we call it human flu? No, we just call it the flu. The Homo sapien flu. Sorry, I know. I'm weird.
Yeah, they know that.
Yeah. I'm a little on the weird side.
Boy, tell them something they don't know.
Yeah. How many more left?
I don't know. How
Like
many's in
6,
that
7,
pile?
8?
I don't know. Left for me to iron is, yeah, like 6, 7, or 8. I just gave you another pile now that I finished. I don't know how many's in it.
Well, I'm snipping as I go, so that way it seems like it's going slower.
Just keep snipping, just keep snipping.
Yeah. We're going to get that stuck in everybody's head. Just keep sewing, just keep sewing.
They are on a sewing channel. Nothing wrong with that.
Okay, this one I need to break so that I can have an end, because that one was a short piece. I already have that there, so let's put this one.
There's something in my eye.
Okay. Coming to the end. All right, almost to the end, and then we'll just start getting an estimation on how long this really is. All right, snippity snip, snip snip. All right, so here's one end. Here we go. It's this long. Come on, all the way. Plus, this will help me see if I missed snipping any. Still going. It's like I'm pulling ribbon out of a magic hat. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, I should have held that last end. Need that on my shoulder. Yeah, I think this is way longer than a regular Jelly Rolls race worth. Look at this. It's still going.
You're covering your sewing machine.
Yep, that's fine. Look at this, still going. I'm still going here. A lot of it fell on the floor in front of the desk. Well, not a lot, but enough.
There you go. You're at the end. Stop.
And there it is. Two ends are now going to be merged together, and I don't have to cut anything off of it because they're already different size pieces. So nothing should land on top of itself.
Do you think it's 2 jelly rolls worth?
It might be 2 jelly rolls worth, yeah.
I think it's more.
No, I think it's about 2 jelly rolls worth. All right, here we go. I'm going to put these ends together and we're going to sew our really long seam, and I'm going to run out of bobbin in the next who knows how long.
How long do you think it'll be? How big will the quilt be? Do
Huh?
you think? How big do you think the quilt will be?
I don't know how big it'll be, honestly. That's just... And now the seams that aren't pressed are just going to go... Did I run out? Nope. Are going to go in whatever direction they go in. And there we go. Bobbin is out. I knew that it would have run out eventually. Grab another one that seems kind of full so it lasts a little while. And then we'll get on with the sewing this gigantically long seam. Right there. Okay. It's started. Let's pull some more of this. Loosen it up. Okay. Yeah, I probably twisted this whole thing a lot up when I was pulling it all out for you guys to see how much is here.
It could be the twisty quilt. Yeah, Scrappy quilts.
Sometimes if I like pull it and straighten it all the way, I can sew longer stretches without stopping. I just have to straighten it a little. Take a drink of water. All right. And the way, if you guys are curious, the way I continuously sew is my first finger is the middle, thumb is on top, and the rest of my hand is on the bottom. And I use my thumb and my first finger to move the fabric over, and then my other hand just kind of keeps everything straight. But I hold it and let it come through my fingers right here, and it allows me to continuously sew.
Maria gave you $10. Say
Huh?
thank you. Maria gave you $10.
Oh,
Say
Maria, thank you very much. And if you're new to my channel, you've probably never seen anybody on YouTube sew like this. This is years of practice here, my friends.
One said you're in full speed. One says
Yep.
you're burning rubber.
Yep.
I just say she's in the zone.
Yeah, I'm in the zone, the Tiffy zone. It's on as fast as it can go, too.
There's one. You're the equivalent of a Formula One driver.
Yep. So I should have, and I thought about this too. I should have probably bought myself the industrial Juki because I sew like this, you know, when I got all the machines I got, but I did want the bag making one. So it's kind of hard in the space that I have to have two industrial machines, and I wouldn't have known what to do with this giant desk. So, you know, but I probably could use an industrial. And if you guys know my friend Eric, who's in the chat from Treasure Heart Creations, he uses one. He doesn't use it to its full potential like I would, though. I don't think anybody does.
Oh.
I would probably be speeding with it. And I don't even know how much they stitch, like, you know, 2,500 stitches per minute or something like that. On a jelly roll race, I'm pretty sure I could keep up with it, though.
$5,500 stitches a minute.
I don't know if I can go 5,500 stitches per minute, but I definitely can do like 2,500 probably.
What's yours doing now?
This does 1,500 stitches per minute. And it still doesn't seem fast enough. I don't even think I'm halfway. Ay, ay, ay. Come on. Turn. Thank you.
This is your machine smoking.
Yeah. Have you guys ever sewn like that and pulled a bobbin out? Because the bobbin case gets hot from sewing like that. And no, it's a mechanical machine, so it's not going to ruin anything. But yeah, the bobbin case gets hot sewing like that. Oh, did I completely turn? I did. I turned the whole thing. Oh well. Continue on. I just flip it as a sew, I guess. The one thing that does help being able to do this is the magnetic seam guide, or else I'd probably be sewing all over the place. How did it twist again? I literally untwisted it. Whatever. Let's try that again because it twisted all up. Place that right there for a second.
Do you need to oil your bobbin?
Huh?
Going that fast? Do you need to oil your bobbin?
Nope. The machine was freshly oiled. So it should still be good. I was prepared for this. Plus, I've been sewing a lot of scraps. Come on. Trying to untwist this all. Okay, let's try this now. Okay, now it's not twisted. Let's see.
What type of thread do you have on there?
I'm using Essentials thread by Connecting Threads.
Okay, look.
Scott put a link. Time to untangle some more.
What size pre-wound bobbins does the Juki use?
I don't know because I don't use pre-wound bobbins. It's just whatever the bobbin is. The long arm takes M, right? So this takes L, I think. I don't use pre-wound though. I have some. I probably should use. I was going to use them in the embroidery machine. I should be able to go for it a little bit longer again. Okay, what happened? I don't know.
Pictures on Instagram.
What?
One lady likes your pictures on Instagram.
Oh, thank you. I I did I said it Sunday, but I'll say it again. I get lazy about posting and sharing on social media. I just do YouTube. If you don't see it on YouTube, I'm sorry. Sometimes like I should remember to post after, and then be done with it, but I don't know why. I don't hang out on the social media as much anymore. As you can see, I'm not really on people's live streams either. I'm trying to lessen the amount of time because of my eyeballs and all the problem I've been having lately with migraines. Lessen the amount of time that I sit with a phone or screen in front of my face. So I'm finding things to do, sewing and blah, blah, blah. Finally, I was like, oh, I'll post all the rest of the stuff from my phone so that I can empty it to take new pictures when I go to QuiltCon. And I posted all my everything. And Instagram saw it as spam. So they spammed me and got rid of a bunch of posts. So then I had to repost them again. But I finally remembered to do that. Now, if I can get all those pictures, once I put it from my phone onto my computer, I'll get a try to get some of them onto my Facebook business page. But someone asked the other day, for all those that don't use Instagram, Facebook, and all that, why don't I put it on my website? I don't have a website, and I'm not going to pay to have a website because I really wouldn't even keep up with that either, if that makes any sense. So I try to post what I can in the community tab here, or Instagram and Facebook. Those are what I use. Just thought I'd say that. I don't think I'd keep up with it. And I wouldn't, Scott wouldn't do it either, because I've tried to teach him it. He doesn't want to learn all the new things. So, because he's old school. If they had flip phones still, he would be using it. He doesn't text message. And when he does text, he talks to the phone to text. He doesn't even sit and type it. He's old school about all that. Oop. Out of bobbin. Didn't we just change it? I thought it was a long, full one. Ooh, that's warm. All right, let's try to grab another full one.
You won't be twisted when you get to the other end?
Oh, it'll be twisted a little bit. It won't be horrible, I don't think. I don't know. We'll see when I get to it. And if it is, we just straighten it out coming to it. That's all I do. Again, I'm getting close to the end now, so we're going to find out how twisted it is. So it's just barely twisted. So I'll sew close to it and then line it up as best as possible and then cut. I'm coming close on the end. I'm going to sew as close to it. About right here. And then I'm going to flatten it out where I think it's going to come to an end, which will be on this piece right here. Just like this. Take my scissors, snip it through, spin that piece around. All right. Snip off that excess. And now, technically I press this, so can you turn, all right, turn this one on. I'm
Yeah,
gonna press right
I knew
here.
you wanted to switch. And plus this one's out of water anyway. That one though looks slow too. I might throw it up pretty quick.
We're just gonna press this really long seam.
Do you want the bigger mat?
Oh, yes, actually.
Yeah, take the bigger mat.
There we go.
Fill this sucker up. I didn't know this one was empty too. These are all empty.
All right. This will help me from getting it twisted. If you guys were ever curious how that works to not get twisted the opposite direction.
You have plenty of cord with that, so don't worry.
Is I'm going to keep the flat end next to me and I'm going to accordion fold it onto itself. So I'll press. This might take a bit. And then accordion fold. And I'm just pressing it all one direction. And accordion folding it. Make a bigger fold. And this will take a while, but I like to press it, then sew it into 4.
Do you have a favorite iron?
Do I have a favorite iron? No. I just like whatever works. Because so many of them have gone out in the almost 9 years of sewing. I have had so many different brands. The cheapy ones, they seem to last longer. I could say that because my Oliso already broke, and that one I just got last year. And then the Oliso before that, that broke, but I did buy that one used. So currently, my favorite is the Hamilton Beach, which is what this one is.
Well, Squeak was a shark, right?
Yeah.
Squeak was the best.
Squeak was the best, yes. A shark iron, but we can't find that one anymore.
Well, that was my opinion, not yours.
Yeah. No, I liked it too.
Squeak the best.
Yeah. That was my favorite when I was working in the garage, and it worked all the way until we got in here. We just want it to be nice and flat.
Yeah. Normally Eric puts RIP Squeak, but Jim did it this time. Jim remembers old Squeak.
Yep. A lot of the fans do too, because
I know another lady mentioned
their
him.
pets would start making funny sounds or howling at the TV.
Yep, Tracy mentioned it.
Yeah. That was a good iron. It lasted a long time because that was the iron I had before I started quilting. Every time I needed to iron clothes or whatever, you know? Because every household has an iron. They just don't use it as much as us quilters do. Unless you're in the military and you got to press your clothes every day.
Which I had to, and we all used the cheapest one they had at PX there.
I'm also filling the seams so that they go the way that they want to go, that I sewed them, because the seams kind of got sewed either flipped up or flipped down. So I'm feeling for those as I do this, so that way all that's flat. If you're curious what I'm doing with my fingers here, making sure they're all laying nice. Jelly roll raised quilts aren't usually the flattest of quilts because of all the bulk in them, unless you take the time to press everything.
Carol has a Black & Decker. Her husband calls it
The what?
Decker Wrecker.
Oh,
That is awesome.
that's funny.
Instead of Black & Decker. Oh my gosh.
Now that I'm pressing it, it doesn't seem like as much.
Well, it's not a quilt yet.
We'll figure it out when it gets to that quilt size. And I do have a lot over here on the side. A lot to go. This is probably the longest step, though, on the jelly roll race. It's just this initial press. If you do this way. Some people just open it up and then press at the end. They open it and sew the next and open it and sew the next. I like to press. But I have done it the other way. Fall pile.
What would make the iron drag on the material?
If there's glitter on your fabric, then it would drag
Yes, a lot.
a lot. If there's some kind of
I turn the pieces
film on
around
it.
and iron them on the back if they have
Yeah.
glitter on, because the iron really drags on it, like it's sticking to it.
Yep. I do not use much glitter fabric, and I think I used up the most of what was left in these quilts when it came to scraps. I don't think I have any actual glitter fabric left now. I think we've used it all finally. And I don't take in, with long arm quilting, I do not take glitter backs. So if your quilt has glitter for the back, I won't quilt it. It just makes the biggest mess ever, 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 ever. And it's hard to clean it up, and then glitter gets all over Thumper, and it's just not a pretty sight. But I do minky and stuff like that. It makes a mess, but minky and you know, all that, it's easier to clean up than glitter. Glitter like melts to everything or something. I have no idea, but
Do you use starch?
I do not starch. I starch if I have to, but most times I don't. It's because I need to then, you know. Starch is just, I have it, I use it, but not I don't pre-starch anything. I don't pre-wash fabric unless I have to, because like I said, I've had pet hair, pet smell donated fabric before, and other smells, cigarette smells, and whatever else. So I've definitely had to pre-wash all that fabric. But I put it with my regular fabric. It doesn't matter if it's been pre-washed or not. I still put it all together and use it all in the same quilt. It's all going to crinkle when you wash your quilt anyway, no matter if it's starched or not. So, or if it's washed fabric or not. The pre-washed fabric might be less on the shrinky side, but it'll still crinkle with the rest. But it's not going to change the look, because I've made plenty of quilts that I've washed that had pre-washed fabric, and it's not much of a difference, if at all. Sometimes you can't even tell. And I definitely do not wash or starch pre-cuts. You could starch your block after you've made the block with your pre-cuts, but I wouldn't starch the pre-cuts themselves before sewing. Oh, another fabric that causes the iron to drag would be fabric that's not glitter but has the gold accents in it, or silver, you know, the accent. I don't even know how to say it. It's right here. So it has like a gold type mix in it. Those also drag up with irons.
It's because the gold's not part of the fabric. It's like a glitter.
Yeah, it's an
like
add-on. It's put on top of the actual fabric. as an outline, so it's stamped on top, or however that stuff works. So glad I came on today. I'm being all productive.
I'm sure
Getting
the fans are
things
glad
done.
too. They're happy.
Yeah. I think I'm getting close to an end. Maybe. Maybe. I think. Maybe. There is an end in sight somewhere. Somewhere over the fabric mound, there is an end. To some, this quilt is going to be ugly, but to people who like scraps, it's going to turn out beautiful. I'm a scrap lover, so.
Well, it's an opinion like anything else.
Yeah.
Like whether you want to starch your fabric, it's an opinion. Just like which iron is your favorite, it's an opinion. Personally, I like my wolf quilt best, but
that's your opinion.
I think the scrap quilt would be cool. I like to point stuff out and find it like an I Spy.
Yeah, it's like an I Spy jelly roll race is what this is. The rest of all the quilts, all 4 of the other ones, they're all like I Spy quilts. That's all they really are. Because there's so many different fabrics. All right, almost there. And then we could sew again. And that next step will go fast, and the next step will go faster because the seams are less as long, not as long. See, we found an end.
Holy cow.
And I did it all with this little 15 inches worth of ironing over and over.
And your ends lined up evenly. Look at that.
All right. So since I accordion folded the whole entire thing, as you can see here, I just literally have to grab this end and put it up with the other end, stick it on my lap like this, and start sewing. And I'm going to do the same thing. My fingers are going to adjust as I sew. So I'm going to be pulling from the bottom and from the top. It's on my lap just right. Just right. I'm going to turn the iron off a little bit. It's all nice and warm on my lap from all this. Thought it was out of bottom. And now you know why I burnt out the motor on my other Juki.
Yeah, but it took you, what, 7 years to do it?
Yeah. Alright, you can turn the iron back on.
You only had me unplug it for like 10 minutes.
Alright, and see, no twisty on this end. So I just need to cut it. And off. So now I'm just going to start at this end and press it open again. And then I will accordion fold again.
You're gonna keep going?
Yeah, until it's done.
Okay. I was just asking. I wasn't sure.
Actually, I'm going to take this over to the big ironing board because that way it goes faster. So this can all go over here on your side.
Yeah, perfect. We're good.
All right, you need to turn the camera if they could see me. The bigger ironing board is better. The wider this gets. And I can get more ironed. There we go.
There's no cord. Come on. Things aren't cooperating here.
And I'm not accordion folding it right now. I'm just letting it fall to the floor. I'll pick it all up and do it. So here's glitter fabric right here. Look at the difference. It slides real smooth, but it gets stuck. And it bunches too. So look, see how it's bunching that if I push the iron on it? Not good. Oop. Banging things.
Jim put the link in of how we made the ironing board.
Yep, Jim put an ironing board link in. It's how I made it. It's not the best video ever, but it's the general idea of it. Best thing to do though, for if you have the space for a giant ironing board, because this is great for pressing quilt backs or your finished quilt top. And as you can tell, I'm not really pressing, I'm more ironing like you would with clothes and stuff and sheets or whatever. But you do what works for you for stuff like this. And we're at the end, so now I just need to find the other end and we'll sew this not as long seam. Okay, so I'm going to leave that up there. And I'm going to keep this nice and flat. Give myself a little accordion fold right here at the end, because it didn't fall to the floor all nice and flat. I wished it would have, but it didn't. Yeah, that was a lot quicker just using the big ironing board.
What's the thickness on the board on the ironing board? Is ours a half an inch? I don't remember.
Oh, it's 1/4 inch.
1/4 inch?
Yeah.
That was so long ago. I was gonna say it's either
Right.
half or a quarter.
Here we go.
One of them.
So now I'm going to put these ends together and literally sew down this now. So I'm going to take the whole thing back over and just put this in my lap and pull from that. Same thing, just so fast all the way down. Or as fast as I can, because the bigger it gets, it's not as easy.
Is this going to be vertical or horizontal?
I have no idea if it's going to be vertical or horizontal, honestly, at this moment. Because I don't know what the equivalent of jelly roll strips were. You know, how many jelly roll strips there was an equivalent to. Grab one of these. One of these might have fuller bobbins in it. That is a perfectly full one. Let's work with this one.
Well, you're emptying them suckers out at least.
Yep, scrap quilt with scrap bobbins. And a scrappy amount of dust filling my bobbin area. Right. And I'm coming close to an end. So I'll press again and then repeat until the whole thing is done. And it goes faster once you get to this point. So now I'll press this.
To an agenda.
That's up to them.
Iron again, or are you going to be
quick.
quick?
I'm just going to be quick.
Okay.
And since you're sitting there, maybe you can try to keep this.
Straight?
Yeah.
Tell me when.
Flat. That's good. Okay.
I don't know where you're at.
Like accordion folder, but keep the end out.
Tell me when. Right there. Imagine you doing an old treadle machine.
Oh.
Your leg would be going a mile a minute.
I don't know if I can keep up on an old treadle. I'd have to have it as a bicycle. I think that would work.
Yeah.
Well, they do make people convert them into bicycle pedaling.
Oh, that's cool.
Treadles. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but they do have bicycle treadle pedals. You change it out. Somebody has to custom do it for you, but yeah, I've seen them on the internet, and I'm like, yep, I could do that one. But I don't think I can do the actual foot pedaling because my feet are bad and my legs are bad. So that would be harder than bicycling, you know, because that requires, on a treadle, it requires here's your toes, your foot to do this.
Yeah.
That would kill my shins, my calves, everything.
Your ankle?
Yeah, my ankles, my feet, that would kill everything. So if I turned into a bicycle, at least I can pedal for like, I don't know, 45 minutes or so maybe.
No, sir. How many more times you gotta go?
Until it's done. Until it's a size. Probably 2. This looks, it's starting to look like the amount of a regular 1 jelly roll.
Yeah.
A little bit more. All right, where's the original end?
All the way down here. In a big mound. Oh. Hold on here. You want me to help you straighten it?
Yep, I'm gonna do this.
Slow your roll.
All right, there we go.
I was trying to straighten the end for you.
Yeah, this will be this time and then the next one, and that's it. So it'll be this cut and then 1 more. So it's about the same as a jelly roll's worth, honestly. It just seemed longer. Close to the end.
You need water or anything?
No, I have water. I'm going to cut it. All right, so I'm going to press it and we'll do it 1 more time. Maybe 2, but it seems like 1. And I'll press it again after I'm completely done. Right now it's just kind of like a quick get it done kind of thing.
I'm pulling. Slow down.
Yeah, I'll really nicely press it later.
Tell me you started right over 2 hours ago.
I started a little over 2 hours ago.
You're asking how long you did that.
All right. Now give me the other end.
Yeah, we.
All right. It might be up and down. Whoever asked if it was going to be side to side or up and down, it's starting to look like it's going to be an up and down. Flat. Bam. Yeah, it's going to be an up and down long quilt, and I'll have to add something on both sides to make it wider because there's no way. I'll just need a quick press real quick.
Where we're at?
Right here.
Ah, I see. I'm pulling, Mike. You're yanking back.
Yeah, so I'll take like a 5-inch or so piece.
Here, let me help you hold it.
And put it on
Let me help you.
both sides.
That high.
You might want to put that corner down
It's down.
to widen it just a little bit more for its length.
Show them what she looks like.
So this is what a super duper scrappy jelly roll brace split looks like when you split it. Can I have my measuring tape? So it's definitely more than one jelly roll's worth, because the one jelly roll would have stopped about right here, maybe. So this is like 60 something. What is it?
64 and a half.
64 and a half by, this is just a guesstimate at the moment.
So far, it's 85.
By 85. So it's a twin size right now, as is. Scott can tilt the camera so you guys can see the whole thing. But look at the difference. Cutting it up into different pieces, you don't have big chunks of one fabric, you know? So if you just chop it up and mix all your pieces up, this is what it would look like. Except obviously more controlled if you did it with a jelly roll. And then add an accent still. But yeah, I can go like a 5-inch on both sides. Only on the sides, and yeah, bam, done. because that'll bring it to like 74 by 85, 86 or so. I still have to trim it straight anyway, but ta-da! Super colorful. All right, guys, look at that. I finished the project that I wanted to get done.
Been right over 2 hours.
And a little bit over 2 hours of being here, and I'm done. I love it. I love it when I can get a project done so quick. Yeah. And then I would pull out and show you all the other 4 quilts. So I got 5 quilts out of the scraps. Here they are. So this is all the same fabric, every single one of these. So I got a 90 by 90. I'm not going to open it up because you'll see them when I quilt them, because I'm going to make backs and quilt them. I got an 86 by 86. I got a 76.5 by 76.5. And a 75 by 90. And then this one was 60, what'd you say, 64? 65 by 85, something like that.
Yeah.
So
65 by
5
85,
quilts
like
from all the same 240 jelly roll strips. All the same center squares with, you know, or not 240, 380. Yeah, no, 240 jelly roll strips. 380 different other fabrics from 4.5 inch squares for those centers that I was working on from the Sew Sundays. I did waste some fabric. That would be this, the crooked one, which is this one. And then I grabbed 1.5 yards of 4 different fabrics for the borders of all these. So I literally got a lot of quilts out of all these scraps. And this was all just scrap fabric. And I still have tons more. So, and I could do the same thing. Grab a theme and go. You know what I mean? Grab a specific thing and build off of it. I could just keep doing that over and over. I mean, right here is another one of those scrap projects using scraps. 6.5 inch squares, 4.5 inch squares, 2.5 by 4.5, 2.5 by 2.5, 2.5 by 6.5, 1.5 by 6.5, 1.5 by 4.5, and that's what's in this bin to make these. So I literally can just make scrap quilts all day, every day, you know, and have a ton of quilts that are all scrappy. But again, this just went quick, and I made all of these. So January, I was very productive. All right. Any questions before I get off of here, guys? Again, I'll show you these eventually when they get quilted. So, because I don't really want to open them and try to refold them all nice again, because I put a little tag of how big they are so that I know how big to make the backing for each of them. Anything else? No? No questions?
Not so far. One person asked what you're doing, what they're doing with them. I said they're for
Yeah,
sale.
I could. Yeah, I just saw that.
support
Susie said you can even add a couple of scrappy jelly roll strips. I could. I have a drawer filled with leftover strips that I could piece them together and put 2 more on this side and 2 more on that side to make it a little bit more wider, you know, because it's twin size. Obviously, it's length, but it's also for someone who's 6 foot tall or more. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna go eat dinner and watch TV for the rest of the day. So,
Ooh, house.
yep, house time. So thank you guys all for hanging out. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you whenever I see you. Probably Sunday, though. Bye, everybody.
Hold on, where's the X? Oh, there it is. I thought it used to be in this corner. Now it's in this corner.
I
They
have
move
no
it every
idea.
day.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with it.